A brief history of YouTube. To begin, we need to go back to 1997 when shareyourworld.com was created, a website that is widely considered the first video sharing site on the internet.
So I started Share Your World back in like 97, I think, actually, and we ran from I think 98 through 2000, 2001. Essentially the first video sharing site on the web, the first YouTube.
Skip ahead to November of 2004 when Vimeo was founded as an early video sharing site and a big inspiration for YouTube. YouTube was officially founded by Chad Hurley, Jawed Kareem, and Steve Chen on the 14th of February 2005. They were originally PayPal employees that got wealthy with eBay's acquisition of the company. Kareem said that the inspiration for YouTube originally came from a Super Bowl halftime show controversy where Janet Jackson's breast was briefly exposed by Justin Timberlake. Kareem could not easily find clips of the incident, as well as the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, which led to the idea of a video sharing site. In contrast to this, Hurley and Chen said that the original idea for YouTube was a video version of an online dating service. In February 2005, www.youtube.com was registered, and between November 2005 and April 2006, the company raised money from various investors. The first video was uploaded on April 23, 2005, and it is titled Me at the Zoo. In it, you can see Jawed Kareem at the San Diego Zoo. The same day, the public beta was launched for the site, and by that November, a Nike ad featuring Ronaldinho became the first video to reach 1 million total views. The site left beta in December 2005, and the site was receiving 8 million views a day, but videos were limited to 30 seconds of footage. The same week that YouTube exited beta, the sketch comedy show Saturday Night Live ran a sketch called Lazy Sunday. This was one of the first ever viral videos, and clips of it kept getting re-uploaded to YouTube, helping to cement its title as an important website. A takedown request was eventually made on copyright concerns, but the damage had been done. This helped cement YouTube's reach and led to people uploading a variety of third-party content. June 2006, a deal was signed with NBC after they changed their tune on YouTube pirating their content, ushering in a new digital era for the traditional media company. Skip ahead to November 13, 2006, YouTube was purchased by Google for $1.65 billion. This was the largest purchase in the tech sector of all time and was a decision that many criticized heavily at the time. As well, in November 2006, a lawsuit was filed against the company due to its URL youtube.com being extremely similar to the existing youtube.com, causing the Universal Tube and Rollform Equipment Company to be overloaded by people looking for YouTube. Universal Tube ended up changing their URL to www.youtubeonline.com. This YouTube logo was used until 2007, it then returned in 2008 and was removed again in 2010. Another version without broadcast yourself was used until 2011. In May of 2007, YouTube launched its partner program. This service was designed to partner with creators who had certain levels of consistent popularity in order to reward them with payment for their service to the platform. This proved to be a thoroughly successful model, and YouTube now has 3 million partners earning through them. It wasn't without competition, however, as Vimeo, now owned by IAC, was shifting its focus to supporting its content creators in order to distinguish itself from YouTube. Despite this, YouTube was still experiencing rapid growth, and the Daily Telegraph wrote that YouTube consumed as much bandwidth as the entire internet in the year 2000. Fast forward to 2009, YouTube won the Peabody Award for Outstanding Achievements and Social Impact in Electronic Media. The same month, Justin Bieber was shown to the world through a YouTube video by Usher, beginning his career with a boom.
I discovered him online. You know, he'd actually uploaded him singing, performing in different places. You know, personal performances, him on drums.
In April of that year, YouTube teamed up with French investment company Vivendi in order to create YouTube's video music service Vevo. By 2010, the company had reached a market share of around 43% and had reached 14 billion views of videos according to the statistics website Comscore. The company also amplified its interface in 2010 to maximize time users spent on the site. Another large event in that year was the introduction of renting movies to YouTube, a feature that has grown and remains consistently available to this day. In April, Lady Gaga's Bad Romance became the most viewed video on the platform and later became the first video to reach 200 million views on May 9, 2010. During October 2010, Hurley announced that he would step down as Chief Executive Officer of YouTube and Salar Kamangar would take over as head of the company. Hurley would take an advisory role from this point. YouTube has always had the power for great social change, so it is no surprise that also in October, Dan Savage launched the It Gets Better project to send messages of hope to LGBTQ teenagers who were being bullied or ostracized due to their sexuality, and even former US President Barack Obama participated.
You are not alone. You didn't do anything wrong. You didn't do anything to deserve being bullied.
In 2011, 48 hours of new videos were uploaded every single minute and more than 3 billion videos were watched a day. According to YouTube software engineer James Zern, 30% of videos accounted for 99% of views on the site, showing that a small portion of videos made a large majority of views. Also in 2011, the company changed its interface again and logo to a darker red. This year also saw YouTube become instrumental in broadcasting the messages of democracy and freedom that activists in the Arab Spring movement were attempting to create. In March, YouTube purchased Next New Networks, an original web video programming company, and it started paying over 100 million to creators to make videos exclusively for the platform. April 2011. YouTube Live is launched, a feature that allowed real-time live streaming for creators. It was likely a feature added to rival the newly launched Twitch, a platform designed to be a spin-off of the successful live streaming platform Justin.tv. Viacom International would sue YouTube in 2011 for copyright infringement of their material. However, in 2012, YouTube won the case as the United States Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit ruled that YouTube was not liable. During the summer of 2012, NBC's involvement with YouTube became very important as, for the first time in history, people all around the world were able to watch that year's Olympics through the platform. YouTube also launched the Gold Play button in 2012, an award designed to give recognition to channels who had surpassed 1 million subscribers. August. YouTube users saw a new section made by YouTube themselves called the YouTube Elections Hub that was dedicated to live election coverage in America. As well as that, the year saw YouTube reach its first 1 billion view video. The global K-pop sensation Gangnam Style was the first one to reach this title, a fitting look at the time. Starting off in 2013, YouTube launched a pilot program for creators to give them the option of offering premium, subscription-based channels, and in March of the same year, YouTube reached 1 billion unique monthly visitors. The Silver Play button was also launched this year to complement the Gold Play button and to commemorate channels that surpassed 100,000 subscribers. As well in 2013, an interface change was rolled out for parity between desktop, TV, and mobile, and by this point, more than 100 hours were being uploaded every minute, which increased to 300 hours of content by November 2014. Susan Wojcicki replaced Salar Kamangar as CEO of YouTube in February 2014, leading to a large array of attempts to monetize YouTube in ways besides advertising. Another change YouTube made in 2014 was the new subscription service known as Wojcicki, which collaborated with the Google Play music service to allow ad-free music streaming on both platforms. The service kept changing when YouTube Red was announced in October 2015, allowing ad-free access to all content on the platform. Premium original series and films produced by YouTube content creators, as well as being able to play content while your mobile device is turned off, ideal for podcasts. YouTube redesigned its logo again in 2015 to a less shaded version of the previous one. This year saw 3 new apps introduced by YouTube: YouTube Music, YouTube Gaming, and YouTube Kids. YouTube Music being similar to the original platform, but dedicated to finding and playing music. YouTube Kids being an app designed to appeal to children and keep them safe from more mature content on the original platform. It has a simplified user interface, children-focused curated channels, and videos with age-appropriate content and parental controls. Finally, YouTube Gaming is a discontinued app that was designed to compete with its rival Twitch. It was a video gaming centered app for videos and live streaming. It was discontinued in 2019 due to a lack of popularity. The second last YouTube Play button was launched in 2015, the Diamond Play button. Made for channels that had surpassed 10 million subscribers, a feat that only around 2,600 channels have achieved to date. Not a year later, a fourth app named YouTube Go was launched. It was an app primarily designed for users with low-end devices or limited internet access and allowed users to control how much data they used to download videos when on Wi-Fi, and was designed to run smoother than the regular app. As well as expanding its headquarters, in May 2016, YouTube redesigned its interfaces discovered by users on Reddit. They based their redesign off the Material Design language. Another monetization attempt was made in 2017 that allowed users to donate between $1 and $500 to leave a highlighted comment on a video, titled Super Chat, a feature that was later repurposed by the streaming platform Twitch in 2023 and renamed to Hype Chat. It was announced in February that 1 billion hours of YouTube were being watched every day and 400 hours of videos were being uploaded every minute. The March of 2017 saw a historic moment in YouTube history coined as the Adpocalypse. This event was defined by a significant portion of top YouTubers finding many of their videos demonetized overnight with no warning or explanation. After some research, it was determined that the cause was a change in the way that YouTube chose to place advertisements on videos, with their rules becoming stricter. The source for this event seems to widely be acknowledged as Logan Paul's infamous "We found a dead body in the Japan suicide forest" video. The video involved Paul and crew venturing into Aokigahara forest in Japan and filming the bodies they found there, albeit blurring their forms. This caused universal backlash, and advertisers demanded that their brand not be associated with this type of content. Many similar, smaller adpocalypses occur to this day when YouTube changes their advertising regulations, but this was the largest and the first. And in 2017, they implemented a new logo based off their play button emblem. January of 2018 saw YouTube discontinue the subscription-based channel idea, only to relaunch it the same June, introducing $4.99 channel subscriptions. During April 2018, a shooting occurred at the YouTube headquarters in California, which wounded 4 and resulted in the death of the shooter. YouTube was also fined $170 million this year after a complaint that made alleged violations of COPPA, the Children Online's Privacy Protection Act. They were fined due to the collecting of personal information for minors under the age of 13 and were also ordered to create systems to increase children's privacy. Next month in May, YouTube Red was rebranded as YouTube Premium. As of 2018, the platform has been blocked by several countries for various reasons, including China, North Korea, Iran, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Eritrea, Sudan, and South Sudan. Between 2018 and 2019, YouTube was having a bit of a squabble with other tech companies, including Amazon. This led to all YouTube apps being removed from Amazon Fire products for that period. More than 500 hours of YouTube content were being uploaded every minute in 2019 during the COVID-19 pandemic. Use of the platform was at an all-time high, and the EU had to make the request that services like YouTube and Netflix reduce bandwidth to make sure that medical entities such as hospitals and vaccine factories had sufficient ability to communicate. YouTube complied and announced that they would reduce streaming quality for at least 30 days and would later continue this move worldwide in order to help minimize stress on the global systems. On May 29, 2019, Indian music label and movie studio T-Series became the first channel to hit 100 million subscribers after a long race against fellow creator PewDiePie, an event that remains in the public consciousness to this day. PewDiePie would also hit the same mark shortly after, and both channels were given a red diamond play button, an award with the red jewel in the center based off the original diamond play button that channels receive upon hitting 100 million subscribers. In September that year, YouTube launched its Video Reach platform, an AI-powered tool that allowed advertisers to make the most of their ads by figuring out which combination of ads and in what genres were they most effective. YouTube faced a lot of criticism by its users for its implementation of the systems it had been forced to create for child safety, and so YouTube started treating all videos that had been marked as made for kids as liable under COPPA on January 6, 2020. The tech brand Roku removed the YouTube app from its streaming store after the two companies had a bit of a fight in 2021. During early testing in 2021, YouTube came to the conclusion that the dislike button counter was bad for the app and incentivized cyberbullying and brigading, leading to its removal in November of that year. This was met with a very negative reaction from most of the user base, but YouTube kept its stance and the dislike counter still remains hidden from all but the video creators to this day. One of YouTube's former CEOs and co-creators, Kareem, referred to this update as a stupid idea, and third-party extensions were swiftly created to add the dislike counter back to the interface. January 25th, 2022, Susan Wojcicki published a letter that stated acknowledgement of this decision as controversial, but stood by her decision to remove the dislike button counter. YouTube was also ranked as the second most popular social network in the world according to Statista.com, with 2.5 billion monthly active users. Currently, it is the second most used platform after Meta with 2.9 million. August 2022, YouTube Go shut down, likely due to a very low user base and some of its features clashing with their paid subscription service YouTube Premium. Also in 2022, YouTube began to experiment with showing users who watched longer videos on TV a chain of short, unskippable ads that would render the rest of the video advertless. This was taken poorly and the feature will be abandoned on September 19th of that year. A month later in October, YouTube announced they would be implementing customizable user handles alongside channel names, and these would also become channel URLs. February 2nd, 2023, YouTube would announce that Shorts have surpassed 50 billion views daily. February 16th, 2023, Susan Wojcicki announces her retirement as CEO of YouTube and names Neal Mohan as her successor. She would go on to take an advisory role for Google and its parent company Alphabet. She would also sadly pass away on August 9th, 2024 due to non-small cell lung cancer. In September 2023, YouTube announced plans for an in-app gaming platform called Playables. In October 2023, YouTube decided that it was time to start cracking down on ad blockers. Users with ad blockers will be given a pop-up saying video player will be blocked after 3 videos, and ad block users were given a message encouraging them to turn off the ad blockers or subscribe to YouTube Premium. As of April 2024, YouTube announced further enforcement on third-party apps that violate YouTube's terms of service, specifically ad blocking apps. To assist with this, in June 2024, Google Chrome announced the replacement of Manifest v2 with v3, killing support for almost all ad blockers and, at the same time, started server-side ad injection. This forced ads to be played as part of the video instead of separate blockable files. Forbes estimated that YouTube accounted for 16% of all internet traffic as of 2024, which is an increase of 11% from 2018. May 2024, Playables was made accessible to the entire YouTube user base. December 2024, testing began for a cross-platform multiplayer feature for the service. As of that December, Playables has over 130 games in various genres. And lastly, for 2024, YouTube announced new guidelines to help battle clickbait titles and to quell the spread of misinformation. The platform aimed to penalize creators using misleading or sensationalized titles with punishments such as video removal or channel suspension. This was announced to be rolling out in India first, with other countries receiving it in the coming months. February 14th, 2025, YouTube celebrated 20 years since its founding, and on July 30th, 2025, due to the UK's implementation of the Online Safety Act, a system of age assurance will be implemented for selected users in the US as a trial. Machine learning would be used to determine the age of the user and restrict access to certain content for those deemed a minor, unless they gave YouTube their ID to prove their age. The determined age of the user would be based on search history, watch history, and the given age of the account. April 9th, 2025, YouTube expressed support for the No Fakes Act, an act designed to prohibit the unwanted creation of AI-generated deepfakes or other digital replicas of people's faces or voices. To combat this, YouTube announced that it would expand its pilot program that was created to identify content generated by AI. Finally, on September 23rd, 2025, Alphabet announced that it would reinstate creatives who had been previously banned for spreading misinformation regarding COVID-19 and the 2020 US presidential elections. Those are just some of the major events in YouTube's history up until this point. There's a lot more to uncover and explore with how many different sides of YouTube there are and how many different niches experience their own very interesting timelines from the creation of YouTube to the modern day.